I'm very excited today to be able to introduce to some and reintroduce to others my very good friend, Eddie Meyer. God bless you, Eddie.
Hi, Pastor.
Thanks for being a part of our show, Hope TV. I know that you guys at the church have been kind of hearing a lot about it, but today you're here in the studio. What do you think so far?
It is not what I expected. It's a little smaller.
Yeah. Looks big on TV.
There's a lot of things you don't actually see, like all the things around us,
Yeah.
but we'll keep that for later. But it's nice. It's a nice little setup.
Good, thank you. We have a lot of fun doing it. I hope you can tell.
Yeah.
It's a fun atmosphere, and the biggest thing is that we're trying to reach some folks right where they are.
Amen. And I just want to thank Eliud for not having one question for me. Thanks,
Yeah.
Lou.
Oh, I'll get one for you. You'll see.
All right.
Eddie, let's tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
Sure.
Where were you born?
I was actually born in Hoboken, New Jersey.
Hoboken, New Jersey.
Hoboken, New Jersey.
Right.
I'm a Jersey boy by heart.
And brothers, sisters?
Actually, well, that gets a little foggy.
That's a modern family. That's
I was adopted
Okay.
when I was about 5 years old.
Okay.
So I actually have two sets of brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers and all that all the way around.
Now you tell me that, and I'm gonna just ask the question. Do you remember the years 1 through 5? Do you have any recollection of where you were and what that life was like?
Very spotty about certain things, but I do remember pieces of like apartments, certain parts of the apartments, like where the shower was, certain people. I do remember the first day that I met my adoptive parents.
Really?
The first day they came walking through the door, because I
Wow.
was like, who's this person
Yeah.
that's taking me? But I do remember all of that. It was a little awkward, but it's really hazy. So
Wow.
you know, I do remember it.
It really is something that, geez, when you think of that, I wonder what it does, and maybe that's something that you might be able to talk about. What does that do to a young man, where you know that someone's actually taking you home? It's going to be your home, but it's kind of, what was that like? Do you remember the early stages of that?
Well, the thing is my adoptive parents didn't want me knowing. And
Okay.
so because they didn't want me knowing, I grew up with these memories that I didn't understand.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So my whole life, I knew my adoptive parents from the age of about 5 years old and on. That's all I really remembered. But every once in a while, these images would pop up.
Wow.
But because when you're younger, you don't ever wonder if you're adopted or not. You just kind of keep those things to yourself.
Sure.
Maybe you visited an uncle or aunt or whatever. And so when I turned 18 and they told me, everything just kind of like really fit in together, and I understood. What had happened, but it's a weird thing growing up with two sets of memories.
See, I have a question.
Go ahead. Oh, we got a question.
Hey, I got a question. And I'm just asking you because I'm curious. How did it make you feel? You know, knowing that your parents gave you away. You know, I mean, I don't know the situations, and I don't know why they gave you away, but I want to know, how did it make you feel?
Well, that's a hard question. When you're adopted like that, the first thing that every single person does is, why did they let me go?
Yeah.
And you blame yourself. What was it wrong? You know, what was wrong with me? What did I do wrong? Was it something I said or something I did that made your parents give you to somebody else? And growing up, that's a really hard experience.
Yeah.
It's very emotional, and it leaves you bitter and kind of jaded to a lot of things.
Yeah.
And you don't look at any type of positive, especially when it comes to confrontation with your original parents.
Sure.
The first thing you want to do is fight.
Yeah.
So it was really hard, and I do have to say that it was the power of God that allowed me to release all of that bitterness, because if it wasn't, I'd still be holding on to that today.
So at 18, they sat you down and they said, Eddie, you know we love you, but
You're adopted.
you're adopted.
And the first thing that she did is she slapped an envelope on the table. And
Wow.
inside the envelope was my original birth certificate.
Wow.
And my original last name is Gonzalez.
Is
for
that
everybody
right?
that's wondering. Yes.
Did you tell me that?
Yes, I did.
Then I'm acting just for TV, like I didn't know it.
Yes, that was good, pretty good.
I don't
She's
remember.
been doing this for a while. No. So yeah, my original name was Gonzalez, but she slapped everything down, and I took a look at everything, and at first, my first image was, who is this person in front of me now?
Sure.
Because everything gets really confused.
You know, it's interesting to me from a spiritual perspective, because a lot of folks, what they do with God is that they attribute the qualities of their parents to God. And where you're coming from this different place, do you think that has shaped your relationship with God and your view of God, given the fact that now you have this issue of, okay, my parents let me go, and now I grew up with people calling them mom and dad, but they're not. Did that create some kind of relationship with God?
Actually, what happened was, and the reason why I was able to let it go is because once I came into a relationship with God, I was lucky because God showed me why he did what he did.
Beautiful.
Because my original mother, and I have 2 other brothers with my original mother, they were in jail for 8 and 9 years.
Wow.
And they were part of some of the toughest gangs in Chicago. So if God didn't take me out of that setting, that's exactly where I would be.
Wow. So you're grateful.
I'm absolutely grateful, 100%. And excuse me, it took a while to see that, but once I see that now, there's nothing but gratitude in my heart.
Oh, for a second there, Eddie, I thought I pulled a Barbara Walters on you, and you were crying.
I might. No.
Eddie, we're going to break in about 30 seconds. Sure. I want people to see a little bit of your spoken word. In 20 seconds, can you tell folks what they're going to watch?
What you're actually going to see right now is my first spoken word that I ever did. It was something that's really true to my heart, and it came from that first love experience, and you'll be able to see that and feel that as you watch it when you first come into contact with Christ and all the emotions that are aligned with it. So I think you'll enjoy it.
All right. Enjoy this. This is Brother Eddie Meyer and his gift, spoken word. When we get back from the other side of his gift, we'll be talking about how he stumbled onto this and his effect in his ministry, his hopes, his dreams. We'll talk about your wife and your kids. How was that?
Amen.
We'll be right back.